Hi, my name is Graham. I live in New Zealand, and I want to talk to you about tennis elbow. 45 years or so ago, I got a bad case of tennis elbow. I was playing squash at the time. I kept playing squash because I was playing competition. I saw the competition out and decided to do something about tennis elbow. By then it was far too late, however. And it took a couple of years. I had to give everything up. I had to stop doing things, lots and lots of things, and I had a series of cortisone injections. I had physio, and it took 2 years for it to go away. However, and since then, I've had warnings occasionally that tennis elbow could happen. Usually when I'm doing something with my hands, holding screwdrivers, turning things, whatever, and I'll get a slight prick in the elbow and say to myself, oh, that's tennis elbow coming on, and I'd have to stop doing whatever I was doing, or doing anything really, for a week to make sure it sort of came right. Then I'd gradually get back into doing what I was doing, and yeah, I've survived 45 odd years just like that, and it's been good. However, a couple of years ago, being old, I decided to start doing exercises, keep a bit of strength up. One of the exercises involved pushing weights in my hands in and out. Probably the wrong thing to do, and I was doing both arms, and within a very short number of days, it wasn't even a week, I ended up with bad tennis elbow in both elbows. It just seemed to happen overnight. I never got any sort of warnings or whatever. And I did, I guess, what most of us would do. I stopped doing anything for a month. I sat round doing nothing, got utterly bored, watching TV, reading books. However, at the end of the month, nothing much was going on, and I started doing the things that I guess a lot of you have been doing. I searched the internet for ideas. How do you fix this tennis elbow up? And I went through, over the next 6 to 9 months, I guess, I went through a number of people's ideas on what you've got to do. Different exercise routines, taking some pills for anti-inflammatory type things, buying bits of rubber that you twisted in various directions, resting. I tried everything, and nothing gave me any noticeable or permanent improvement. I did notice, however, over that time, that I would occasionally get good days and I'd start feeling optimistic and hopeful. I'd go to bed, and the next morning I'd wake up and the tennis elbow would be there, right then, as soon as I opened my eyes. And this happened several times, so I concluded that the problem was being prolonged simply because of something that was happening overnight while I was asleep. So I decided to make myself a couple of fiberglass casts, and I used to slip them on my arms at night, one on each arm. They held on with the Velcro straps, and they held my arm in a comfortable position so I could lie it across my chest, or both of them across my chest actually, and sleep. However, it didn't solve the tennis elbow problem. I still had tennis elbow coming and going, mainly there most of the time. So the problem is not helped by holding your arm in any one position. It's not the elbow that is the problem. The problem actually occurs from your wrist down to the end of your fingers. That is where the problem occurs. And I concluded that it's being caused by me during the night while I'm sleeping, clenching my fingers and at the same time bending my wrist. And when you do that, you can feel the tendons up here in your elbow pulling on your weak part, the tennis elbow bit. Okay, so it's two things got to happen. You've got to bend your wrist and you've got to clench your fingers. And you're doing it while you sleep. You don't even know you're doing it. the tennis elbow gets aggravated, you wake up in the morning, you've got it. So I decided to buy myself wrist supports, 2 of them I bought. That's one of them on. It's held on with, in my case, with 3 Velcro straps, 1, 2, 3, and it has a stiffener down the back. You can bend this slightly with a fair bit of force, but basically you have it to the shape of the back of your hand and your wrist, and it holds your wrist firm. Now if I clench my fingers now, that's not going to give me tennis elbow because I'm not doing the 2 things at once, and I can't bend my wrist. If you look at my other hand, I can bend my wrist quite a bit. This one, not bending it. So with these 2 on, I'd go to bed at night, I'd sleep, I'd wake up in the morning, my arms would be the same as they were the night before, they wouldn't have got worse. I'd take them off, I'd have a shower, put them back on, I'd leave them on for 24 hours, and gradually over a couple of months my tennis elbow slowly and steadily improved and vanished. And I suspect that if you buy yourself a wrist support the same as this, yours will do it too. Best of luck.